Tired of dealing with annoying flies, fruit flies, and gnats in your home? The Zevo Flying Insect Trap is your ultimate solution. Don't wait. Check out the link in the video description now to get your Zevo Flying Insect Trap on Amazon and enjoy a bug-free home today.
President Joe Biden's debate performance was shocking to many Americans because his inner circle have spent years making sure he doesn't act his age. For 3.5 years, aides have concocted a careful plan to hide the 81-year-old's ailments, and are now the center of widespread allegations they have covered up his decline. The strategy includes carefully picking where walks, choosing shoes to stop falling, surrounding him with staff, shortening his schedule so he gets more sleep and giving him props. But that hasn't always worked, as he has stumbled, mumbled, gotten confused, fallen on stage and downstairs. In turn, the White House press shop has gotten creative with excuses to explain what was happening in plain sight. The aides have now been accused of being accomplices in the plot to hide his deterioration before it became clear to the 50 million American viewers watching the CNN debate. DailyMail.com breaks down the White House cover-up, the strategies they have used to explain any missteps, and how they are now undermining their arguments Biden is fit to serve a second term. The White House's war on the press and the imaginative ways to explain Biden's bizarre behavior. Author Chris Whipple, who wrote a biography on Biden in 2022, called this White House the most scripted in history. Biden has hosted an historically low number of press conferences and given very little interviews. When he speaks, he relies heavily on a teleprompter and only rarely takes questions. His press aides are extremely defensive and attack reports questioning his health or showing the president freezing or in an awkward encounter. In the last week, Press Secretary Karine Jean-Pierre has been hammered by the media for ducking questions about a Parkinson's expert visiting the White House 8 times in 8 months. Jean-Pierre, known for her non-answers and reliance on her binder, has been creative with her excuses for Biden's conduct. In June, when several videos showed what appeared to be the president freezing, Jean-Pierre dubbed them cheap fakes and pushed that they were deceptively edited. In one case, it's clear that Biden is engaging with a paratrooper off-screen in a viral video from the G7 in Italy, but in others, the president does appear to be spaced out, first at a Juneteenth concert and then at a fundraiser where former President Barack Obama leads him off stage. But Jean-Pierre has also refused to answer direct questions when the president has been guilty of a gaffe. When Biden called Japan xenophobic, lopping the top ally in with Russia and China, Jean-Pierre wouldn't say what exactly happened. She acted similarly when reporters tried to get to the bottom of why Biden in September 2022 asked "Where's Jackie?" at a nutrition event. He was looking around the room for Representative Jackie Walorski, who had died in a car accident the month before. Jean-Pierre wouldn't say whether it was a malfunctioning teleprompter or if the president had forgotten the congresswoman in question was no longer alive. The press secretary insisted that Walorski was merely at top of mind. The tight schedule and how Biden is only sharp before 8 p.m. Since Biden's disastrous debate performance, more details have leaked about how White House aides schedule his day. Most of Biden's events are scheduled between 10 a.m. and 4 p.m., because that is when Biden is dependably engaged, Axios reported. His preparations for the debate were also held during the day, so he had time for an afternoon nap, the New York Times reported. The president confirmed his scheduling limitations to Democratic governors last week when he said he needed more sleep and to stop holding events past 8 p.m. World leaders have even gone out of their way to adapt to his tighter schedule, but it still hasn't worked. At the G7 in Switzerland in June 2022, an early evening meeting was scheduled with German Chancellor Olaf Scholz, but Biden still skipped it and sent Secretary of State Antony Blinken instead, the Wall Street Journal reported. When Blinken arrived, he announced to attendees that Biden had gone to bed, a claim the State Department has denied. The president has also skipped a number of formal dinners with world leaders while traveling abroad. He passed on attending the dinner at last year's NATO summit Vilnius, Lithuania in July. 2 months before that, he left a